Good afternoon. I am Gladys Blair. I live in Kennedy Heights, and I'm part of District D. We care about the long-term recovery of our community and city. During the 2024 storm, I lost power and ended up having to stay with my daughter because she had a generator. Therefore, I didn't suffer as badly as many others. However, my home, we didn't have power and we lost food. My home got rebuilt due to the primary stating that I had asbestos in my home. And it took 23 months instead of 3 months. I moved back in my home in March of 23. I was glad to be back home. They wanted me to hurry up with the process, so I signed. You don't start seeing errors until you live in your home. And then you experience many issues. The back part of your door was put in backwards and the screen fell off. They have corrected it. However, I have only been out of the back door once since, as I asked them to replace the steps. They will not. The light switches are reversed. My issues may seem minor to someone. However, I am elderly. And if I am experiencing this, I don't want others to have to deal with these things I'm experiencing. I feel others should live in their homes before they sign off any buyout, home repairs, or rehabilitation of homes, because there are many signs you miss when a home is first built. Living these homes are totally different. My biggest fear is my trees in the backyard if a storm blows through and the way the winds have been blowing lately. I'm afraid a tree will fall, and I know the city see the limbs that go across my yard and the bayou. And as far as you may look down the bayou in other yards, the neighborhood along the bayou. I disagree with the city's plan to only give $50 million to unmet housing needs. I believe the city of Houston should use the CDBG DR funding to help keep debris from falling in bayous and on our property. Thank you.
Just a second, ma'am. Ma'am. Mayor Pro Tem Castig's Tatum.
Thank you for coming by. I was listening to your list of concerns. I did specifically want to tell you that if you have trees that are on your lines, that you can contact Centerpoint for the tree service that they are doing across the city, and they can come out and cut those limbs that are along the Centerpoint easement.
We have done that and haven't had anything resolved.
Okay.
Because most of the trees is behind our fence line.
So we have a Centerpoint contact for government relations. If your council member calls that Centerpoint representative, they can come and get those trees cut.
Okay, thank you.
I'm visually impaired, so I'll be just giving a couple of extra minutes for the handicap, if you would. I am here speaking on disaster recovery, because I am a disaster recovery person since 2017, and I do disagree with the city to give $50 million to unmet housing needs. I believe the city of Houston should use the GDBG drive funding to help our housing to be built correctly and resilient to HUD guidelines. These funds should be specifically for what they were given for, and nothing else. We are still trying to get help and funds for newly built homes with poor construction and poor workmanship. And I am a living witness to that. My home was built, I've been in my home 8 months. And I need those funds because the warranties are not met and the repairs are not met. And I've only been in the home 8 months. These things start to be noticed when I was in the home for the first week. And I have some pictures I would like for you all to take a look at. And this is the first week that I moved into the home. If y'all could pass them around, please. Is that possible? And I say we need those funds because I'm going to have to, they told me I would have to paint my home myself. And from what my forgiveness grant from the city was $280,000 home. And my home, if you ask me how much my home was built for, I would say between $50,000 and $120,000. So I don't know where the rest of the 280 went. So I am here on behalf of all the seniors. I'm 77 years old. I don't have money to build a new home or repair a new home. That is why I got with the program. But the program is, I've contacted HUD, and they're not being cooperative. They're saying that we just have to wait for the warranty to take effect. Well, they've already informed me that they are not going to do some of the warranties, so I have to do them myself. So what's the purpose of the program? Thank you.
Councilor Thomas.
Thank you. Mayor, can you clarify that the home that repair, you said 2017, was that related to Hurricane Harvey?
Yes, and I started this journey in 2019. I had a rehab done by Habitat and Baker Ripley.
Yep.
Then they decided that it exceeded the $65,000, that it went to the $80,000.
Yep.
Then to the tear down.
Yep.
But it didn't need to be torn down. That was something that they...
Right. So we received the allocation from HUD through the GLO around 2019, 2020. That's when the city received its funding, although
Correct.
Hurricane Harvey
Correct.
was in 17.
Correct.
And then the GLO absorbed that home repair, that single family program from the city. So the city was working to make neighborhoods home. To your point, the GLO was requiring a complete tear down to homes that needed various reconstruction or repair. And so they absorbed that program. So Hurricane Harvey's single home repair program was not in the authority of the city, but I'm glad that you're here speaking on CDBG 24, because the good news is that this allocation is directly to the city, which could operate and manage that home repair program directly. Unfortunately, that program was stripped away where homeowners that had 3 bedrooms, 2 baths were restricted to 2 bedrooms and questionable workmanship around that. And so you're not the first person, and you will not be the last, that has received a home by the GLO that has come to this body. But the funds that you are speaking to in support of, that there's good news. Hopefully the administration is moved to increase that allotment so we can continue serving seniors like you that have experienced various levels of disaster recovery.
Yeah, but I also think that from 2017 to this point, the city or the state, they continue these programs when they haven't perfected the ones that are already in the program. Like, I'm just 8 months in.
Right.
They should have all had all of this perfected,
Correct.
matter, and we're all entwined together.
Correct.
All of these housing programs.
Correct.
It's all in together.
Correct.
So I understand what you're saying, that it doesn't exactly specifically talk about my problems, but they're continuing the same problems. It's just a circle. It's like a merry-go-round, and it never stops. So where does it stop? Why should I have to build my own home after $280,000 and I need to paint? And I'm 77. I can't paint.
No, you can't. No.
Yeah, so...
No, I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, City Council members and Mayor. My name is Maita Gonzalez, and I'm a member of the Texas Organizing Project. I'm here today to testify on behalf of my family and my community. Last year, the landlord of the community where my family and I had lived for many years, sold the property to a private company, and as a result, we were displaced from our home this past April, right in the middle of the school year. This took a serious emotional and financial toll on my parents. Finding a new place to live was incredibly difficult. We had to move far outside of Houston, away from the city that we love, because it was the only option we could afford. This experience left deep emotional scars on my sister and me. It was hard to understand how with the snap of a finger someone can take away your home. Sadly, our story is not unique. Hundreds of families in Houston are evicted and displaced every single day. Programs for safe and affordable housing are nearly non-existent. especially in today's economy where families like mine are priced out of home ownership and even stable rentals. Mayor and council members, today we are asking for you to allocate a total of $115 million towards housing, distributed proportionally based on unmet needs. $38.64 million for multifamily housing and $62.261 million for single-family housing. City council members, remember, housing is a human right. And every family in Houston, including mine, deserve to live in a safe, stable, and dignified home. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Felicia Lacey, and I live in Sunnyside, Texas, Harris County, District D. And we need a solution. It's an underserved community. You go to the city and you tell them you need help. They tear your house down. I had my house torn down in 2015 after Harvey. They rebuild the house. I said, hey, y'all need to send out the warranty people because something is not right. Oh, your warranty worn out. The air conditioning unit went out. Then they came and said, oh, your house need to be re-leveled. And so moving fast forward, I called them. I was like, look, it's raining in the window. This is a new house. Why is it raining? Oh, well, they covered everything to the T. We don't know why it's raining. They out there scratching their head. And I'm like, this is federal money that y'all are taking. And y'all are getting these contractors from Home Depot or wherever y'all getting them from. But the wood is bowed. It's just horrible. I mean, the house I stayed in was structured a little bit better than what I stay in now. I'm not saying that I'm not grateful, but I've been trying to address the issue. It messes with my anxiety. My grandkids have to deal with breathing problem because of the mold. And we need that money. We need the money to continue to work, but we need some kind of structure behind it to make sure that when they send out these inspectors, that they're not just passing this along and saying, oh, yeah, because we're trying to get the money. It needs to be, we deserve a safe environment, too. We deserve the same thing that other communities get, and I feel like we're just getting left out. That's it.
Councilor Evans-Shabazz.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Ms. Lacey. Certainly it's a concern to me that the houses are being inspected saying that they are complete and they're not in a good order. So that's a problem. And so I can see how you feel the way that you do. Do you have any specific asks right now in regards to your own home?
The rain that's coming in the window, every time it rains, I mean, we're in hurricane season. Every time it rains, that's the room my grandkids sleep in. Okay. So I have to give them breathing treatments, try to spray the wall. It shorted out the electric in that room because for whatever reason it's going on. And that's my main concern right now.
Okay. Could you see the lady right there in the red jacket? She can perhaps help you, and maybe we can navigate you to some of this getting repaired.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you. Okay. Thank y'all.
One more.
Councilor, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Councilor Plummer.
Thank you, Mayor. And Ms. Lacey, thank you for being here. And I want to acknowledge you and also Ms. Jones. Do you by chance know who the builder was? You do? What's the name of the builder?
The first builder was SLS out of Galveston.
Okay.
And the second builder that they came and said they needed to level the house, but they didn't fix the cracks or anything, was PMG.
PMG.
Yes, ma'am. And I just think they shorted in the federal government because if they fixed it right from the beginning, we wouldn't have had to get some more money and put another, tag on the house. So that's just...
Okay, got it. And then I'll ask Ms. Jones if she knows the name of her builder as well. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate
Ms.
it.
Plummer.
All right.
Okay. Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Perla García. Soy de Texas Organizing Project.
Hello, my name is Perla Garcia with Texas Organizing Project.
Estoy aquí para hablar sobre la urgencia de la crisis de vivienda en Houston.
She's here to speak to the disaster recovery dollars that are coming up here.
El año pasado tuvimos una reunión comunitaria en el área del Quinto Barrio.
All right, I think they got you now. Gracias. Perdón.
Last year we had a get-together involving Fifth Ward.
Una comunidad gravemente herida y afectada por el huracán Berlín. Lo más doloroso en esta situación es que muchas de las casas en esa zona están en condiciones deplorables y las familias están viviendo situaciones inhumanas sin recibir ayuda por parte de la ciudad.
This community was greatly affected by Hurricane Beryl. The most painful situation that we encountered was that the homes in this area, the conditions became deplorable, and the families were in situations that felt inhumane.
Y mientras tanto, esas mismas familias están siendo desplazadas y sus casas destruidas para dar paso a edificios modernos que no están al alcance de la comunidad.
And the families who are living in those areas are becoming displaced by new developments that are arising in that area.
Por eso les pido antes de votar por un plan de alivio que no incluye vivienda, piensen en esas familias.
This is why I ask of you today that before you come up with a strategy or a plan to alleviate the situation, that you include these families in your thoughts.
Les pido asignar al menos $115 millones para programas de vivienda. Sabemos que esta cantidad no cubre todas las necesidades, pero es un paso necesario y urgente.
I'm asking for the allocation of $115 million to be moved forward toward these housing programs.
Estamos cansados de que solo nos lleguen las obras de los fondos. Las familias de Houston merecemos una vivienda justa, digna y segura. No podemos seguir permitiendo que nuestros niños crezcan en condiciones extremas.
We are tired of the situation that keeps coming back around when it comes down to funds. We're asking that families receive and they deserve justice and security. And we are asking that the people who are impoverished be focused on.
No queremos más excusas, queremos acciones y soluciones. Queremos y necesitamos comunidades fuertes para Houston.
And we're tired of the excuses, and we're asking for solutions, and we will need stronger communities.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, City Council members. My name is Damaris Gonzalez, and I am a community organizer with the Texas Organizing Project. I stand before you today to advocate for my community, a community that is facing urgency challenges due to critical lack of affordable housing. Last year, in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, I walked the streets on Fifth Ward, and what I saw was nothing short of heartbreaking. Families are living in inhumane conditions, struggling to survive in homes that are unfit for human habitation. But the situation is getting worse. Instead of receiving relief, many families are being evicted from their homes to make room for new developers that do nothing to address the needs of those who have been there for generations. Enough is enough. Our families should not have to live in poverty. They deserve access to affordable housing. Mayor Whitmire recently mentioned that he wants to allocate $50 million for housing programs. So while I appreciate this commitment, I must tell you that 50 is simply not enough. It does not come close to covering the immense need that we face in our community. So today I'm here to ask each of you to consider this. We need to allocate $150 million for housing programs. Our families, Houstonians, deserve better than temporary fixes and half-hearted solutions. They deserve homes where they can live in peace, where their children can grow up with the fear of displacement, and where they can feel secure. Let's work together to ensure that no one is left behind. Our city must prioritize the health, safety, and dignity of its residents, and that starts with providing the basic right to affordable housing. Thank you so much.
Buenas tardes. Hola, señor alcalde y miembros del Consejo Municipal. Me llamo Eugenio Mesa y soy residente de Houston y pertenezco al proyecto de organizadores de Texas.
Hi, my name is Eugenio, and I'm here with the Texas Organizing Project.
Como tantos en el área de Houston, mi casa fue gravemente afectada por el huracán Beryl. Acudimos a ustedes hoy porque podemos y debemos asignar estos fondos de recuperación de desastres de la mejor manera posible.
I'm here to come and give information on the situation that I experienced during Hurricane Beryl, and I am asking for the allocation of the funding.
Mi casa móvil sufrió daños considerables a causa del huracán Beryl.
My mobile home suffered damages due to Hurricane Beryl.
Y tuve que pagar miles de dólares en reparaciones.
And I had to spend thousands of dollars in repairs.
Directamente de mi bolsillo.
Directly from my pocket.
Ya que nunca recibí ayuda económica de FEMA.
And I did not receive any funding from FEMA.
Como pueden imaginar, esto fue un gran revés financiero para mí.
And how you can imagine this put a great strain on my finances.
En abril, el propietario del parque móvil donde vivía decidió vender la propiedad y yo.
In April, the owner of the trailer park where I was residing decided to sell, and now I.
Y yo junto con otras 53 familias quedamos desplazados.
And me, accompanied with another 153 families, became displaced.
Y tuve que mudarme fuera de Houston.
And I had to move out of Houston.
Señor alcalde y miembros del Consejo Municipal.
Mr. Mayor and members of the council.
Viví en esa comunidad durante más de 20 años.
I lived in that community for well over 20 years.
Y las condiciones que me llevaron y a que mis vecinos y yo fuéramos desalojados fueron desgarradoras.
And the conditions that we suffered during those times were very severe.
Como podrán imaginar, mudarse ha sido un desafío.
And as you can imagine, moving has been a stressful situation.
Y los recursos han sido escasos.
And any resources that we have been very scarce.
Con este paquete de financiamiento para la recuperación ante desastres,
and with this package for disaster relief,
sé que contamos con 50 millones para vivienda.
And I know we can count on $50 million for housing.
Pero le imploro todo lo que aumenten en esa cifra sea a 115 mil millones.
But what we're asking for is for it to be raised over $115 million.
Para que los residentes de Houston
so that the residents of Houston
pueden reparar los daños que están sufriendo.
Can make those repairs for the situations that they have endured.
Y sentirse más orgullosos de vivir en sus hogares.
And so that they can feel a lot happier in those homes.
Esta es una inversión y tenemos la oportunidad de mejorar las condiciones de vida.
This is going to be an investment towards the city and towards its residents to improve the quality of life.
Hagamos lo correcto y ayudemos a los miembros de nuestra comunidad que más lo necesitan.
Let's do the right thing and hand it out to the members of our community who really need those fundings.
Gracias por su tiempo.
Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Juneteenth, by the way. I celebrate Juneteenth all month, so that's just me. My name is Christopher Jenkins. I'm the CEO and founder of Feed Your Hood Organization, CLT at top. I'm speaking on item agenda 10 for disaster recovery. This is common for me because I've been through many disasters. I'm a native Houstonian from Acres Home. I have family in 5th Ward and Cashmere Garden. Now reside on the south side. And because of past natural disasters that's been under-evaluated and under-assessed, there's an urgent need for housing and home repair. It is on record that funding for the homelessness will be raised by private entities, Mr. Mayor. But once again, we have been misled and misinformed. Another example of lack of transparency. I've been a union member since '98 and a community organizer since the late '80s. I can't believe that we can't come up with comprehensive and simple plans to help uplift the citizens of this community. Now, for years, we have been neglected by GLO, HUD, and the Senate. So I have a question, though. How can we use proper mitigation techniques and assess a situation to address these issues if we don't have the right data? I started at Tech Prep in '88. I haven't built a website server database in over 10 years, so I know a lot about IT, right? I haven't had no hacks, no bottlenecks, nor breaches, or I had to configure any of my systems. They still stand today. That's for being IT and union. The city did not have a contingency plan and lacks retention, which is horrible because we can't address the unmet needs of the community without proper protocols set in place. $50 million is just not enough. So listen to someone that has been part of the process to help build the Port of Houston, build hospitals and power plants. City Point didn't do their part. ERCOT is not holding onto their standard. HUD and FEMA are real natural disasters. Right now, I don't have representation in Congressional District 18. Sheila brought money to Houston rather than the director, had sent a point on Capitol Hill. Where's this information? Where's the transparency behind that? The same people we voted for is the same ones that's letting the people down. I was in Acres Home this weekend, and just after the parade and everything out there for Juneteenth, I talked to like 200-something people. That's District B. District D, I'm always talking to different individuals. And the home repair thing goes all the way back, especially since Ike. So if you have people that's been needing help for 10, 15 years, just imagine how much that increases the value and the quality that they need today. It's just unbelievable. A guy that helped build NASA, well, the person that taught me built NASA, but I came up under NASA, which is Tech Prep, DOS, Art Independent School District. And so I just want to encourage you guys today to make a better decision in what we do. Half of you guys I have been seeing out in the communities, working with the community. The other half I'm still looking for. Thank you.
Councilman Davis. Councilman Evans Shabazz.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Mr. Jenkins. I didn't know if you had any immediate needs or whether you're just here advocating in regards to the item. Do you have any immediate needs yourself in regards to this?
Well, my immediate need for a small business in Acres Home, those were some of the things I was working on with Sheila and Sylvester before they passed away.
In District D, let me be clear.
Right. So I don't have an immediate need in District D, but I'm from Acres Home, and I got displaced. That's how I end up in District D.
Well, that was a good displacement in the district of destination.
I'm just saying I miss my community. As a matter of fact,
I'm teasing.
No, it's okay. I love District D. Come on, Mrs. Wise. Right. But I do have a concern because the last few months, people I was helping to fight get their homes repaired passed away. There's been 4 funerals in the past 2 months of seniors. They've been waiting for help for many years from past storms, and it's very heartbreaking because you're trying to help them, and now their family end up with the home, and they got to start a whole nother process over, which doesn't even qualify for what they were fighting for in the first place. Absolutely. Because they were seniors, and it's like you got to have this paperwork, that paperwork. One of the challenges that was with the Houston Rebuild program, first of all, it launched slow. Then they ran out of funding. And then if you couldn't get it unless you was a senior or someone with a disability. And so, I feel like GLO's been letting us down for a very long time. Right now, it's a new administration with HUD. We don't know how that looks because the director is not there anymore. And so it's just a real concern because now we're fighting over disaster relief, but I'm preparing just in case a storm comes. So it's all about the storm in this season for me. So I don't have an immediate need. Doing a director and Barra, I was in District D. Thank God Metro was running because I was able to drop off hot meals. I was dropping off hot meals in 5th Ward, Cashmere Garden, Acres Home because in the hood you got pecan trees, luckily. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the only way I can survive is having pecan trees and be able to fix hot meals for the different communities.
Well, thank you so much for coming and for your advocacy and your assistance to others.
This is my people, this is my family. I've been born in Houston.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Cecilia, last name Fontenot. The T is silent. Hello, Mayor and member of City Council. Again, my name is Cecilia Fontenot, and I live in South Park. I belong to the county leadership team of the Texas Organizing Project. I'm here today to speak as a concerned, longtime citizen. With this disaster recovery money, it's absolutely imperative that an adequate amount go toward housing. We went from $0 to $50 million. I believe we can do much better, which is certainly an improvement. But we need to be more in the ballpark of $115 million plus. Recovery package for housing to get closer to realistically addressing the city's unmet housing need. It hurts me to say this, but it's the simple truth. Tens of thousands of Houston families are still living with damage from Hurricane Beryl in 2024 derecho, with several facing leaking roof, structural hazards, and mold. For many, the next severe storm could bring even more destruction because repairs and weatherization haven't happened. We need to allocate these funds wisely and be thinking of these community members, Mr. Mayor and City Council. Speaking of mold, I have mold in my home, which is attacking my clothing, my furniture, and you name it. Hire more inspectors that can do a better job than what they're doing now. And if you don't believe it, each one of you is welcome to come to my home. In 2022, I moved in my home through the Harvey Hope program.
Go ahead and finish.
Thank you. It was supposed to be a fresh start, as I am a senior citizen of 75 years old. I should be living my best life. But what am I doing? Am I going to live to be another 5 years old? I don't think so. As I stated, mold is a hazard to your health. One of you is welcome to stay in my home for 6 months and see how you feel about it. And I'm not joking. I have had cracks in the ceiling, cracks in the wall. I have had one of the inspector, Gregory Simon, hey, do not come back to my house, because the paycheck that you are earning is not justified. This house should never have passed inspection. Never. Ladies and gentlemen, do the right thing. I bring that up because just as our communities need more money in this recovery package for housing, we need to be thinking about funding for qualified builders and inspectors. Let's get it done and deliver a win for Houstonians still reeling from last year's storm. Let's secure that $115 million plus for folks. Thank you for your time, and if I've talked too loud, it's because I'm dealing with an ear infection right now. I thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Evan Shabazz.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Ms. Fun to know. Always, I really appreciate your advocacy, but I know that you and I have talked about some things in regards to your own home. And I do agree that the inspectors need to really be on top of this and not just be checking on a checklist and moving forward without making sure that these things are certainly repaired and operating properly. But in regards to your own needs, if you could see the lady right there in the red jacket, we'll see what we can do to try to help you, as you are always trying to help others, and to see if we can help you. Now, you know, Ms. Fontenot, I couldn't live in your house 6 months. We wouldn't get along. But anyway, I do appreciate the invitation.
You wouldn't live.
Ma'am. Councilmember Davis.
Hello, Cecilia.
Hello.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Thank you for always advocating for what's best for your community, because as you know, for a long, long time, on many different projects and concerns that we have worked together on. And I wanted to ask what, is your immediate, right now, those list of things, what are the immediate things that you need for your particular home?
I need for the builder to put me up in a hotel away from the mold. Because eventually that mold's going to hit my lungs.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what I need right now. Now, as for the cracks in the walls and the cracks in the ceiling, I don't know how they're going to fix that.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, good. Well, Councilmember Shabazz has designated a person, Ingram, to come out, and we will also follow and ensure your service. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you.
You as well.
My name is Zoe Middleton. I'm the Associate Director for Just Climate Resilience at the Union of Concerned Scientists. And I'm here again to discuss CDBG-DR funding. I've lived through storms in districts B, C, D, and F, so I'll mostly address my comments to those council members in addition to the mayor. So far in this CDBG-DR-24 process, there's been mention of previous DR allocations as a justification for the initial allocation of zero towards home repair. But like other speakers, Mayor, I'm glad you now acknowledge the importance of housing. And I think even today, having heard about people's difficulty with past programs, we can all agree that it's time to get housing recovery right in Houston. There is a 51% proposed slashing of housing programs in the federal budget. And this is the time, and CDBG-DR-24 is the money to get housing recovery right with. There might not be other money coming our way that we can rely on. Housing is the largest unmet need after last year's storms. Post-housing storm needs are estimated at almost $230 million, but $50 million is a drop in the bucket. So I'm here today with our partners to demand an increase in the housing allocation to $115 million, and that $115 million is eminently reasonable. Federal guidance from HUD, which is different from the guidance or the advice that HUD gave to the administration when it said that it would need waivers to get exceptions to spend this money on things other than housing, but the actual federal guidance about how to spend CDBG-DR overall recommends that program design is proportional to unmet need. So once you take out admin and planning expenses, the city has $298 million to work with. A $115 million investment in housing and home repair for single and multifamily still allows for the power generation program to move forward at water sites. It allows you to prioritize community centers with clean and renewable backup power, and allows you to make investments in home repair. And I really hope to see that number reflected in the amended plan that HCD is bringing forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor, council members. My name is Oscar L. Thomas. I am the Harris County political organizer for Texas Organizing Project, and I'm here today to speak on this recovery amendment. And I think it's appropriate that we extend our gratitude that the amount was increased from 6,000 to 10,000, though we find that the final amount really falls adequately short of the needs of the community. Because the needs of the community are vast, and we believe that really the amount should be increased from 50 to 115 million going toward the communities. Because when communities are viable and healthy, that means that you have opportunities that people can rely on. You have resources that they can go to fend off those negative things that they engage in. But you know, I'm reminded about what Dr. Martin Luther King said 63 years ago when he gave the speech about poverty and housing and injustice of the oppressed. And he said, that statement was made 63 years ago, and it rings true today as we see the marginalization and the assault on health care and the poor and the oppressed all across the land. But he said this 63 years ago, and I quote, and he said that now is the time to make real the promise of democracy. Now is the time to open the door of opportunity to all of God's children. We heard a prayer today. Are we really realizing the true dream of godliness in people's lives? It says, emphasizing that true democracy requires addressing economic inequality, that including housing alongside civil rights, the interconnectedness of racial and economic justice, asserting that civil rights gains were insufficient without addressing poverty and economic inequality. Thus, housing is a crucial aspect of economic justice. It's only right. It's a human right to have a decent place to live. I mean, why do people have to beg to have a roof over their head that ain't leaking water in their bedroom? I mean, come on. I digress. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Castig Tatum.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Thomas, are you seeking home repairs for your property?
No.
Have you been on the list to get home repairs, or are you advocating for the program?
I'm advocating for those that are seeking recovery.
Okay. I saw that you were from District K. I wanted to make sure if I needed to step in and help you to do something for your property. But I do appreciate your passion, and I appreciate you being here, and we'll do all that we can. Thank you for being here.
Councilor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. And I just wanted to say thank you, Oscar, and all the top members for your continued advocacy for home repair. You know, I know that's what TOP is good for, is making sure that people have safe homes that they can live in, quality neighborhoods. And so just to see you here now, you political director. Yes. From member to political, proud of you. So keep up the great work, and we will continue to, partner with you on to make sure that, we able to get more resources. I know you guys want more. It's 50 right now, and I think you said you want 115. Yeah, okay. So,
I
that's
think
good.
that's fair.
Okay. All right, thank you.